So here we are at Parker's Revenge.
This is the spot where we think that Captain Parker formed his company that afternoon, taking advantage of the high ground and boulders that were strewn throughout here. And the regulars are coming up the road here and swinging in along here so that they're hitting him in the flank. And by this time, the head of the column is isolated from the flankers, so they have to work their way up through the hillside here and through the swamps, or at least the lowland and streams that are over there. It means the column then is just open to being fired upon very effectively by Captain Parker's men. And they're positioned in here. And when they, as the column starts to swing by, Parker opens up, or his men open up. And they've been waiting all day for this, of course, because they've been savaged in the common that morning, losing 8 men killed and 10 wounded. So this was a time when they were getting their Parker's revenge. So as the column swings up in here, they let loose a volley. They unseat Colonel Smith, who is shot in the thigh at this point. And the column again stops. And once it stops, it's just like a traffic jam. The rest of the column all backs up. And that gives the rear guard problems because the militiamen are crowding in around them and increasing pressure. It also gives a chance for those who are swinging around the flanks of the militia to get ahead of the column once again. And so that's the tactic that's carried out each day, actually all throughout the day, is to try to get ahead of the column, slow it down, increasing pressure on the flanks and in the rear guard. It was a very effective circle of fire technique that the British knew about because that was just what the Native Americans used in their strategy. They would surround you and they keep moving ahead with a ring of fire. And this is what the militia had learned from experience previously. And this is what they were good at. They weren't good at standing in formations as the regulars were in the European tradition. They were more used to skirmishing, getting behind obstacles, trees, rocks, and so forth, hiding there and firing from there. And here, the British flanking maneuver, they were very experienced at knowing about how to fight in North America. They would send flankers out to keep the muskets, those handling muskets, beyond the 50, 60, 70, 80-yard range. They're only accurate about 50 or 60 yards. So if you keep them 100 yards away from the column with your flankers, that means their effectiveness is not going to be as great. But the flankers are getting tired. It's a very hot day. They've been up. They're being delayed. They're being fired on. And the flankers begin to tire and fall behind the head of the column, leaving the column isolated then for militia to move in.